Hello Wolfpack, we've got iExec here, RLC. You guys know that RLC is one of my favorite coins for the upcoming altcoin season. It's got massive potential, right? Reached all the way up to, we're on the 4-hourly chart right now, but it reached all the way up to around $16 in this bull market. I wasn't particularly interested in back then. But when I saw it retrace all the way back down to $2, that's when you get interested, right? Because back to its its all-time high made just a couple months ago, that was around an 8x to that point. So you got to be interested in coins that retrace heavily. This coin definitely did retrace heavily, and that's why I've got such an interest in it. If we go to the daily chart, now we don't have a daily chart up, but we'll go to the daily chart right now, and we can see that this coin is steadily moving to the upside, and it's kind of bouncing off of this support line every single time, right? We have a better idea of that on the 4-hourly chart, actually. And what we can see and why I think this coin is absolutely superb for swing trading is because literally it's happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now. 6 times where we just retest this support line and we bounce to the upside. So all you need to do, quite literally, is buy when we retest the support line and then just wait for it to bounce. Now, I think that will be the last bounce we have off of this support line because I think the bull market is really going to kick off now as it is Q4 and we're heading into November, December, January. So I think that was the last time. But right now, and the reason I'm making this video is because right now, like in this current moment, this is probably the best time you can get into RLC if you don't already have it. Now, obviously, the Wolfpack, well, the majority of you guys, I released a signal for RLC down here around, I think it was $2.60, $2.70, right? So a lot of you guys who are interested in it might already have it, but right now is probably the second best opportunity you can get into RLC, and I'll tell you why, right? So we have this cup and handle formation that we were forming from around June to around August. Right, we've broken the handle, and the handle is what follows the cup, right? So cup and handle formation. We've broken the handle to the upside, came up, rejected off of this $5 resistance area, and we've come back down, and this is why I'm so interested in RLC right now. We've come all the way back down and flipped this $4 area for support, right? That is very important, right? This flip of support is very important. Rejecting off of $5 is not a bad thing at all. In fact, it's what we expected to see, right? Because $5 has been quite a tough resistance zone in the past. We had it holding its resistance multiple times, right? Across history, I can keep circling for days, right? And as support as well. So, flipping it on the first attempt would have been a bit of a task. We didn't do that. We've come back down, we've retested this zone, and now what I am expecting on RLC is a bounce off of this $4 zone and then swinging upwards to higher resistance levels. So this is why I'm very interested in RLC, because not only have we flipped to this $4 zone for support and held it successfully, I think we're going to be heading to the upside, from now onwards. I think this is very well could be the bottom for RLC. And the best thing about this trade is if it's not the bottom, well, you don't have much downside, right? You're not going to lose too much because we're only around, from this current region, we're only around 20% to this major support line that we've been testing 6 times, as I said before, right? So worst case scenario, we drop below $4, we come down 20%. You lose 20%, and you risk you take the chances of gaining, all the way back to all-time highs or more, which is up to around just 300% to all-time highs, and it's obviously going to go higher than that, right? So the risk-reward ratio is very much in your favor, and I personally think this is the bottom, right? So even if it's not, as I said, there's very little downside, and that's what you want to look for in trading, right? You're not going to be right 100% of the time, but on the times you're wrong, you want to minimize the downside, and RLC has done that perfectly, right? It's a minimized downside for a massive reward to the upside, and this is why I'm very interested in this coin. We can see on the MACD, we have a bullish MACD cross literally incoming right now. If we see maybe one more green candle on the 4-hour chart, we'll have that bullish MACD cross, which will help us propel to the upside, and due to that fact, in supporting that bullish MACD cross, we have all of the fundamental SMAs, right? Every single fundamental SMA, which is the 12, the 26, and the 100, obviously in my opinion, are all clamped into one very small price range between $4.13 and $4.24. If we see that bullish MACD cross, we will jump above all of these, right? All 3 of them, flip them for support, and that will be a massive signal that will be heading to the upside. Now, on top of this, we have the SMAs and the MACD, and on top of this, we also have the VVPR, which is the volume profile, telling us that the point of control, the point where there is the most historical volume from this given range, is at $4.08, which we are currently above. So that means that there is a massive amount of buying attention at $4.08, meaning it is very unlikely that we'll drop below that point, and then below that we have the $4 support as well. So, the odds are overwhelmingly stacked into the bullish scenario. It doesn't mean the bearish scenario can't happen. Obviously, if there's a massive correction across the markets in the next couple of days, we might be dropping below. But right now, as of current, I really don't see that playing out, right? I would say there's a solid 85% chance we move to the upside here on RLC and bounce off $4, right? And, bouncing off $4 as well would be another higher low. So there's multiple factors to why this bounce would be bullish, right? And it'd be extremely bullish if we did see it. What we can actually do as well is probably draw a short-term support line like that as well, which lines up again, telling us that we have another level of support through this short-term support line. So massive amount of support, very brilliant zone to have a bounce. Historically, when we bounce off this zone, we head to the upside, right? We came up, broke this $4 resistance, came to $5, rejected, retested this, and then zoomed to the upside. That's what happened historically. It may happen again, maybe not as sharp as that, but it may happen again in terms of movement to the upside, right? So I'm very bullish on RSC in the short term. I think this is definitely a brilliant entry zone. Absolutely superb entry zone. If you want to get into RLC, now is probably the time, in my opinion. We could look at the weekly chart, and this is another supporting factor to the bullishness we have. The weekly chart has a bullish MACD cross incoming, right? If we see one or two more green candles, which would be, they would be printed by this bullish MACD cross in the 4-hourly and jumping above $5, right? If we do that in the short term, we also have momentum from the long term to push us to the upside as well, which would give us the kind of traction we need for a massive move. My price target for RLC, I've gone over this in previous videos, is 40 USD for this cycle, and I've gone to that price target by extrapolating data about how high I think Bitcoin's going to go and adding 50% returns, right? I think Bitcoin's going to go to 113k, add 50% in terms of those returns from 64k, and you get 40 USD on RLC. So it's a bit of a rough prediction, but that is what I'm expecting for RLC, right? Just roughly, right? Obviously, my altcoin predictions are never precise, but I would personally be, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets there at all, right? I probably, if I'm honest, I'd probably be taking profits before that point. As I do, these predictions are rough guidelines. I'd probably be taking profits, 50% over here, 50% over here, but that's where I'm thinking it could possibly go. So that's a 10x, right? That's a 10x away. And this is why I'm bullish on RLC, right? So it traced so much from its all-time high at 17 USD. Even to get back to its all-time high right now, it's still a 4x, right? You don't really get these returns of other altcoins, and the tech is great. The building's still going strong. And the reason why I like this is because when it does move, as you can see, it moves up very fast, right? So it's a swing trader's heaven, essentially, and I think one of those swing trades is incoming. Possibly not to the same volatility. I'm not expecting a massive green candle like this soon, but what I am expecting, as I said, is a move over $5 pretty soon. We can take the cup and handle formation measurement and get an idea of where we'll be moving on RSC. So we can take it from the bottom right-hand side test of the bottom of the cup to the first test of the handle on the top, and extrapolate that data to the breakout point, right? And we can put that there, and that, I just moved that, hold on. We could put that there, and that will tell us that RLC will be reaching a price target of around $7.75 by November 27th. So that's about a month, right? So in a month, RLC, according to this cup and handle breakout, will reach, 87% gain. That's pretty good to me, right? I see that happening for sure. And from that point, I think we'll be seeing a explosion to the upside, right? Into late December, early January, mid-January, late January as well. So late December and January, that's when I'm thinking RSC will make the majority of its gains as people hunt for coins on the ground in altcoin season. But until that point, it's pretty clear we have some trekking to do before we have that explosion, right? We had trekking to the upside here before we had the explosion as well. So we need to make some moves, and I think right now, as I said, is the best time to do that on RSC. If we look at the Bitcoin pair pretty briefly, we can see that RSC is having a consistent pattern of doing this on the RSI, right? Flatlining, boom, flatlining, boom, flatlining, boom, flatlining, boom, flatlining, boom, right? It's just a wave pattern, and it's playing out again. We're flatlining once again, and every single time we quote unquote boom, we have a bullish MACD cross that sends us there. Right now, what we're seeing is a bullish MACD cross incoming. That will probably hit, could hit as late as November, December. But when that does hit, that would indicate a massive move on the Bitcoin pair as well, possibly to new all-time highs. I don't know. If we don't count this week, definitely to new all-time highs, right? But we'll see what happens there. All-time highs are pretty far away, right? 50,000 sats is a long way from 6,800. But the point is, I still think a move is going to happen on the Bitcoin pair. Whether it reaches all-time highs or not, I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure. So that's what we're looking like on RLC. It looks pretty good. I've definitely got that bag of RLC, and as I said, this is probably the best entry you're going to get for this bull market, in my personal opinion, right? Besides the entry we already got in the Wolfpack at $2.75. If you wanted to get in, if you're late, if you've only recently joined the Wolfpack, this is what I'd be recommending. Make sure to check out some of my other videos on RFC. Like I go over the fundamentals, I go over what it is as well, and some further explorations into price predictions. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.